you. They're here to see you. They're here to see us. They're here to see us. Let's be special. Let's finish strong. Let's smell greatness from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
New Orleans Saints, Pelicans, the Sports Den show on once again. The Sports Den show on once again. Saturday night with LSU, we got a great show just for you. We got a great show just for you. With your host, David King, the Sports Den show got everything. The Sports Den show got everything. The Sports Den show got
Three-man rush. Randall. Rolls it as far as he can. The Tigers pulled off another miracle. It was Avery Henderson who got it. On the last play of the game. Now Warren. Shotgun from Conley in motion. Looks at his direction. And he's picked up. He's picked up. And Tracy Porter again. He's running free. He's tangled all the way. He's got the stretch. He's a straight touchdown. 70 yards on the return. Get ready to party with us this morning, New Orleans. Sorry. I promise you. In Miami, it happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl.
Welcome and congratulations to the 2009 Super Bowl champions, the New Orleans Saints. That has made us well. We've always been well, and it's the bias of winning attitude that passed forever. And man, for the nation to know who we were and why we were. And this is what you got. Man, I'm telling you how to stand here to ask you to do it. I don't know. Money is the name of the game. They're going to be that right down, and you got to get it. All right, let's have the crowd. Let's go. Come on, everybody.
It's Friday, baby. The weekend is here. And it's game day eve. Tomorrow we got the big game. Well, one of the big games of the season. Probably the top game of the day. Tomorrow our LSU Tigers go to Austin, Texas to take on Texas Lone Star Steakhouse Horns, whatever they want to call themselves. I am your host, David King. I hope you had a good day. Hope your week went pretty well. If it didn't, well, hey, it's the weekend. It's time to just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the game tomorrow. And as always, we are presented by Designer Life Engineering. Designer Life Engineering is the choice engineering company that does all of your engineering contracts, whether it be for 1 month, whether it be for a day, whether it be for a week, 2 weeks. If you need somebody to do your shop drawings, if you need somebody to do some engineering for you, need to do any of your contract drawings for you, contact Designer Life Engineering. Oh, wait a minute now. They do something else too. If you ever had an idea for an invention, or you thinking to yourself, man, I think I might have something that might revolutionize a whole lot of things, contact Design Life Engineering. They have a team of mechanical engineers that will not only help you develop your idea, make it work, they will help you get the patent by doing a patent drawing, put together a nice patent package to send to the United States Patent Office, and they will also prototype your idea for you. So, they've contact Designer Life Engineering. You can find them on Facebook page, Designer Life Engineering, or just go to www.designerlifeengineering.com. Well, it's Friday. What's going on, Andrew Johnson? It's Friday. We got the game tomorrow. Whoa. I want to say hi to everybody that's joined to the show. There's been a lot of people that's joined, but I want to say hi to everybody. Mike Robichaud, he says you need to put Zion on your intro. Well, let me see if you can hit a jump shot first. If he can prove he can hit a jump shot, I'll put him on my intro for next year. Andrew Johnson said, horns down. That's right. Horns down, baby. Horns down. All the way, every day. And I'm glad we are having this game. I am glad we're having this game because really, there's really been 4 fan bases that's really been trying to make the claim of DBU. Okay. Well, claim number 1, of course, the real DBU, LSU. Then you got Texas. They claim that they want to be DBU. Then you got the Florida Gators. They claim they want to be DBU. And you got the Ohio State Buckeyes who claim they want to be DBU. But here's the thing. We all know who the real DBU. Now, Florida can kind of make a case a little bit. Ohio State can make a case a little bit. Of course, you know, we got Marshall Lattimore on our team. Brad Robert, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining me on the Sports Den Show. Oh, Shamona Vaughn, she says, finally on your live, bro. Hey, thank you for joining me, man. I know it's been a while since I've done it, but I'm trying to pick up some steam again and get it back to a regular routine like I used to have it. So thank you, Shamona, for joining me. And but yeah, those are the 4 fan bases that can, you know, that really speak out loud as far as claiming to be DBU. And to be honest with you, you know, Ohio State can kind of make a case. They got some pretty good DBU. Florida can make a case. But we'll talk about DBU a little bit later on in the show. We'll try to see where the real DBU stand up. So tomorrow's game, I didn't get a chance. What I planned to do was I planned on breaking down some film. I was going to show you some live clips from the Texas versus Louisiana Tech game. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to be the first statement I'm going to make about this doggone game. Texas secondary is weak. It's weak. I mean, they played Louisiana Tech last week. Tech put up, Tech put up 340 yards total passing. Jamar Smith had 331 yards. He went 13 for 51. And of course, those 2 touchdowns kind of came late in the game when they had the second and third string in. Mike said, hit the share button. Yes, please. Hit the share button, man. You know, share this. This is a public group. So you're able to share this show on your personal page, on any group that you're in. So this is a public group. You can share it as much as you want. I encourage you to share it. Share. Share this show like everybody shares the code. Nah, I'm just playing. Don't share it like that. But, you know, share the show. Show some love. Share the show. That's right, Shamona. She said, we are DBU. Period. Yes, we is. But I'm going to just let you know, going back to the game, I didn't have time to edit some film because I wanted to show exactly how weak this Texas defensive backfield is. And I'm going to let you know right now. Joe Burrow might get 400 yards passing this game. That's just how weak Texas defensive backfield is. As we mentioned the stats before, Louisiana Tech put up 340 yards on them. That's Louisiana Tech. Now, we know Louisiana Tech, you know, their coach is Skip Holtz, who everybody who's familiar with Tech knows the head coach Skip Holtz. Skip Holtz has a good offensive mind, especially those of you who live in North Louisiana around the Ruston, Monroe, Grambling, Shreveport area, you pretty much know all about Louisiana Tech. And when I was watching the game, I'm sitting here saying to myself how weak these defensive backs are. First of all, they was given between 10 and 15 yards of cushion to Tech wide receivers. Now, I can understand if it was like LSU wide receivers or somebody else's wide receivers, but you're talking about Tech's wide receivers. If your DB's got to give, if they're not good enough to play man to man, they can forget about stopping LSU. They can forget about them. Stop LSU. Andrew Johnson said, "Bevo dinner." That's right, baby. Get that fork and feed them Tigers. Them Tigers gonna feed on that oversized lamb, bull, whatever he want to be. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, so Shemai said, nah, they're celebrating incomplete pass. Yeah, you seen that too. And that was one of the highlights I was going to actually show, but man, I just did not have time to edit my film. But I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to actually start sometime during the week. I'm going to take out the evening and edit the film, and I'm going to actually break down each opponent's defense, and I'm going to let you know how LSU can attack it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to post that that feature on my YouTube channel because I'm actually simultaneously broadcasting here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. So my YouTube channel is the Sports Den Show. Of course, all you gotta do is look for the Sports Den Show. Do it in the search box and subscribe, because I'm gonna be putting some special videos on there that I'm not gonna really have time to do here on my Facebook show. But yeah, you're right, Shimona. Man, I'll tell you, if you go to YouTube, I don't know, maybe it was around like the 18-minute mark or something like that, 20-minute mark. There was a play where Tech threw the ball, and the defensive back for Texas thought he batted the ball down. He started doing all like this and celebrating, and the Tech receiver caught the ball and ran up another 10 yards. Man, that was hilarious. That was really, really hilarious. But I'm telling you something, man. Here's the thing. When you looked at Texas Longhorn DBs versus Louisiana Tech, they, for the most of until they got up around 24-0 or 31-0, they was pretty much giving Tech receivers between 10 and 15 yards of cushion. Why? I don't know. Now I think they do have a couple of young DBs, sophomores that probably don't have much playing time. But if you're going to be making a claim of being DBU, I need to see you up in that receiver's face like this. I need to see you in that receiver's face, and you better let that receiver know I'm here to jam you up, and you ain't get past me. You ain't getting no pass. But nah. Against Tech receivers, they were getting them all kinds of cushion, and Tech took advantage of it too. One thing I noticed about Texas defense, Louisiana Tech's offense, that's a tongue twister right there. Texas Tech, it's too many TEs. But anyway, one thing I noticed about Texas defense is this: when Tech was in spread, which Tech usually pretty much runs pretty much the whole game. When they was in 4-receiver and 5-receiver sets, Texas came out in 3-2 defense, a 3-2 dime, which basically means you have 3 defensive linemen, you got 2 linebackers, and you have 6 defensive backs. So what Texas was kind of doing, they was kind of playing zone, but then what Texas had a tendency with doing, they was trying to bring DBs off the edge. Now, it worked for a little bit. On the first job, it worked for a little bit, but Tech did some adjustments. And what they did was they started throwing screens to the wide receiver, and they started throwing to the back, to the Tech started throwing to the running back out the backfield. Whew, y'all got to excuse me, y'all. It's Friday. It's probably been a long week. I was supposed to have my show yesterday, and man, I had something came up with a project that I had to, as the old saying go, put the fire out, and the fire kind of lingered on over to the day. So I was trying to put a fire out for a project, but we got it done. This Design of Life Engineering, baby. Fires come, we like the fire department. We'll throw your flame out in a couple of doses. Nothing we can't handle. Nothing we can't handle. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed about Texas, the Longhorns. when they're in that 3-2 defense, down defense, they kind of tendency to bring the DB off the edge to try to apply pressure. And what hurt Texas a lot was when they did and Tech adjusted, their linebackers are not good in zone. They're going to blitz one linebacker, they're going to blitz one defensive back. And their linebackers are not good in zone. DBs are not good in zone, period. And this is against Louisiana Tech's wide receivers. So whether or not Texas decided they wanted to be man up and try to and step up and try to jam LSU's wide receivers, go for it. Let me adjust this a little bit. Yeah, go for it. Try to jam Jamar Chase. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Try to jam up Justin Jefferson. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Try to jam up wide receivers for LSU. Go ahead. See how that works for you. See how that works for you. So that's the breakdown about Texas defense. I just think that Joe Burrow can throw easily for 400 yards on this defense. Easily. If Tech could do it, Joe Burrow could definitely do it. And it wasn't like they was actually disguising. They wasn't disguising their defenses at all. You could tell when they was about to bring the pressure and where it's coming from because the DBs were kind of in the box, but then you could kind of notice their head was looking in the backfield too. So typically when a defender, especially when it's a DB, typically when they when a DB looks in the backfield and is a little bit out of position, 8 times out of 10 he's coming on the blitz. Because the thing is, he has to kind of watch the ball to he can't really he has to watch the ball to see when the ball is hiked so he can try to at least jump the snap and get in the backfield as soon as possible. So they're like Alabama. They tip their defense. So I think LSU would be successful against Texas defense. I don't see Texas defense as a threat. I really don't. I do not see Texas defense as a threat at all. Now, Shamona Thompson said they say they're going to attack Stingley. Yeah, I read about that. And I don't know. I think Stingley is up for the challenge. We know he got the physical tools. We know he can do it. To be honest with you, looking at Texas offense, they got a couple tall wide receivers. And but I think when you get to the third and the fourth receiver, I think our DBs can kind of hold. They didn't show nothing against Louisiana Tech's defense. They do have they got a couple of tall wide receivers, but I just don't think they're very skilled. I think that our DBs can lock them up. And here's the thing, though. Let me get to some of y'all comments. Okay, Frank Hornsby, yeah, he said LSU is the real DBU. Yes, they are. They are the real DBU. But here's the thing about Texas offense, and I remember this from last season. I first watched the quarterback Sam Ehlinger. I first watched him against Georgia. In the bowl game last year against Georgia. And I'm saying to myself, okay, there has been some hype about this guy, but the only way he was able to complete passes is when there was a wide open window or a wide open wide receiver. And I'm saying to myself, okay, yeah, so maybe he lit it up in the Big 12, excuse me, against Oklahoma, against Texas Tech. The conference ain't got no defense. Because I'm sitting here wondering why ESPN is, it's an extra stupid people network. Of course, they're going to hype up anybody that doesn't go to LSU. But still, when I seen them against Georgia, I said to myself, this Ehlinger guy, if he was going to play next year against LSU, I don't see him making no big plays. And when I was watching the Texas versus Louisiana Tech game, I was saying the same thing. This Ehlinger guy, he threw a couple of touchdowns, but they were to wide open receivers. He didn't make no throw in a tight window, or I didn't see him do anything as far as the skill set of throwing a receiver open. Then too, Tech wasn't able to really apply a lot of pressure to him. So I think that's going to be an advantage to LSU. Even Georgia wasn't really able to put much pressure on him. But we're going against, but he's going against an LSU defense, and I'm gonna tell you something. I think the front seven of LSU this year is the year I think LSU got the best front seven in college football, better than Alabama. All right, let's see. Shamona Thompson Voss said they're going to give Stingley Freshman of the Year award. I believe you. I really do. I really do. Andrew Johnson wants to know if I can meet him at Bo Rivage October 6th for the game. October 6th? Where is Bo Rivage at? I don't know. Is that Louisiana? I'm not really sure Bo Rivage at. Oh yeah, Shimona Voss. Yes, she said they have a backup quarterback as a backup running back. They won't be able to run, so they won't be able to. Yes, exactly. That. Thank you for bringing that up. That's another thing about Texas offense too. They're down to 2 scholarship running backs, and one of their running backs is actually the backup quarterback, like Shimona Voss just said in the comments. Their backup quarterback is one of their running backs. So here's the thing, and hey, it is what it is. Dave Aranda knows it. LSU knows it. You down to 2 running backs. If you can't run against if you become one-dimensional against LSU, you can forget about moving the ball. I think this is the year where we're going to see LSU be able to develop a pass rush by rushing just 4 linemen. Between Joe Lawrence, between our defensive line this year is good enough to generate a pass rush by themselves. Bioko, Siaka, I think we got the defensive line to do it. And when you add number 18, Mr. Kelevion Chasson, you can't block him. You can't block him. He wasn't really, when the couple times that Georgia Southern did throw the ball last week, we seen what they can do. And now we know LSU is expecting the pass. We know this is a Tom Herman offense. We know he's going to run spread option. Okay? We know this. Dave Aranda got these boys prepared. Then we're going to have Michael Divinity back. Damone Clark just beasting out. Noah Kalavion Chasson's gonna do. I mean, why? If we want to, we can bring in Delpit in the box. He can blitz. But if I was a defensive coordinator, I probably would just have him. I would have him pray. I don't know. I mean, him more Jacoby Stevens can roam the field pretty good. So you have so many options right there. Mike Robichaud said LSU finally run the screen pass. Yeah, the screen pass did look pretty good. Oh, Bo Rivage Hotel in Mississippi on the beach. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what they can do. And yeah, that's right. Our offensive lineman. Yeah, Ed's been cleared to play. That's right. Thank you for Ed Ingram. Yes, I just remembered that Ed Ingram was here cleared to play, so the offensive line is going to be a little bit bigger. But to be honest with you, going back to Texas defense, when I looked at Texas defense, I wanted to look at the defensive lineman. And I'm going to tell you something. Tech blocked them. Tech blocked them very well. Even when Texas did bring a DB or a linebacker off the edge, there wasn't too many times that the quarterback for Louisiana Tech had to scramble or was in trouble. Tech did a great job blocking them. And if Tech can block them, I know LSU can block them. One thing about Texas, though, they got one big defensive lineman. One big one. Other ones are kind of average size. So I think Joe Burrow will have plenty of time to throw if everybody drops back. If they want to bring somebody off the edge, a DB, they want to bring a blitz, a zone blitz or something like that, go for it. Because Joe Burrow going to have a field day. Go for what you know. But here's the thing, though. A lot of people, and I've been reading the newspapers. I've been reading all different types of predictions from the so-called experts. Don't get me started on that. And here's the thing. A lot of them predicting LSU to win like 31-21, 38-24. And I'm just going to be honest with you, folks. I think these so-called experts, they're giving they're giving Texas offense too much credit. They really are. Yeah, Chase Young is going to definitely have an epic game. Then here's the thing. There's another thing I'm excited about this game as well. The trash talk has started. The trash talk started. I guess Chase Young started it all when he was saying that Ellinger wasn't a threat. Okay. Then you got the old famous picture that was floating around Facebook about the Texas Longhorn wearing the Texas DBU shirt. We'll get to that in a little bit. But from what I've seen against Louisiana Tech, Texas DBs don't got a chance against LSU receivers. They don't have a chance. I'm telling you something. Those DBs, that's right, the Extra Stupid People Network, Brent Robin, the ESPN, a.k.a. the Extra Stupid People Network. You know why I call it the Extra Stupid People Network? Because all they do is promote Bama. All they do is promote teams, especially in college football. All they do is promote these teams and try to get the opinions of the college football community. Say, oh yeah, that's a good team because the actually ESPN. Because so many people depend on ESPN for information and stuff like that. They take advantage of it. They really take advantage of it. I don't listen to ESPN, to be honest with you. I lost respect for ESPN 3 years ago. Because basically it's nothing but the Bama network. They never talk about LSU. I lost respect for ESPN when they started making fun, when they started calling Les Miles a Mad Hatter. All that's unnecessary. All that's unnecessary. I don't ever hear them call Nick Satan, or Lil Nicky. I don't hear them talk about Nick Saban. But then they always want to clown our coaches. I lost our respect for them. I really have. Ever since then. And then when they started, and then I forgot what game it was last year. I wanted to punch my TV so much when they had this, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I knew one of the commentators was Brock Hewitt, and I forgot who the other idiots was that was commentating the game. But they had the sideline report imitating Coach O on the sideline, and right behind his back too. And then they was trying to imitate his voice, talk about it, imitating his voice, and I ain't got no time for that. Talk about little Nicky. Talk about little crybaby Nicky who always crying. When the refs ain't giving me no call. When. Talk about little Nicky, because I sure will. All right. Brent Robin says, with our new offense, I just wonder if it will look as easy as it did. I'm not used to the new offense. Well, we're not used to it either, Brent, to be honest with you. But I'm going to let you know right now, I don't think it's going to be as easy as it was against Georgia Southern, but it will be some ease. I really do think it will be some ease. Texas, Andrew Johnson says, Texas beat OU last season in the Red River Shootout game. Yeah, they sure did. Let's see. I looked at Clemson and Bama's schedule. Man, this Cupcake University will have to see the LSU has 4 or 5 teams to be in the top 25. Yeah, and these are the teams that are not even ranked yet. There might be a couple of teams. Let's say Mississippi State well, I don't know. Maybe Louisiana and Lafayette is good. Let's say Mississippi State started getting the winning streak. They'll be pumped up in the top 25. What if Arkansas started winning? They'll be in the top 25. So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Texas offense is they're in for a handful. I'm gonna be honest. They're in for a handful. And Ellinger just has not impressed me. He didn't really impress me in their bowl game against Georgia last year. They did, and he didn't really impress me against Texas. I mean, against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, had a couple of turnovers on their side of the field that really helped boost that score. But Ellinger, he hasn't really impressed me. He just doesn't impress me. And I see why Chason said the man wasn't a threat. I mean, like we were talking about on the show this past Tuesday. I forget who brought it up, but The reason why Chason said that is because they played against each other in the state championship game. And so Chason has already faced the man on the field. He's already seen some high school game tape of it. So I'm pretty sure he's going to take some of the things that he noticed about Ellinger on the field when he played in the state championship game. I'm pretty sure he's going to take, tell Dave Aranda, everybody, some things that's going to help the Tigers. That's really going to help the Tigers to prepare for this game. But hey, it's actually going to be three great games tomorrow. I can't wait to watch the Clemson Texas A&M game. But we're talking about LSU. So, yeah, Brant Roban said Ellinger may be a new Tebow, but he doesn't have near the weapons that Burrow has. Yeah, he don't have the weapons that Tim Tebow had in Florida. Well, a lot of people don't realize Tim Tebow had 3 or 4 receivers that ran 4.3 and 4.4 40s. So it's kind of hard to stop that when you put that much speed on the field. And the running back probably ran a good solid 4.49, maybe 4.5 himself. Tebow had a whole lot of talent around him. Tebow had a lot of talent around him that nobody's not giving that talent credit for. But yeah, Ellinger just, Texas offense, unless Texas can block LSU, which nobody's been able to really block LSU in the last, 8 years, 8, 9, 10 years. Ain't nobody been able to block LSU in the last 10 years. I don't think nobody's going to be able to block LSU this season. I don't think Bama's going to be able to do it. I don't think Auburn's going to be able to do it. Nobody is. Bama really hasn't really blocked LSU in the last couple of years, to be honest with you. And like I said before, we got the defensive line. This defensive line is compared to that 2007 National Championship defensive line with Glenn Dorsey, Jackson, Favorite, all of them. I think this defensive line is just that good or better. And we got depth. So we can rotate a whole lot of people. And I like the fact that Dave Aranda came in with the 3-4. Because, one thing about the 3-4 is that when you got athletic linebackers, you can wreak a lot of havoc on quarterbacks in a 3-4 defense. But the thing about a 3-4 defense is you have to have good enough linemen to be able to stop the run. The 3-4 defense, if you ain't got the defensive lineman to stop the run or clog in the middle, you can run on that defense. But thankfully, LSU got the defensive lineman now. They can stop the run and they can concentrate. The outside linebacker can concentrate, or the inside linebacker can concentrate on rushing the pass. Let's get to some of y'all comments. Yeah, Bro Ben said like RBs and wide receivers. Yeah, Brandon Robin asked a question: did Texas lose their straight running back? I don't think they lost their wide receiver, but they did lose a running back. So I think Texas is down to 2 scholarship running backs. Matter of fact, one of the running backs they're going to be playing is their backup quarterback. So if I'm Dave Aranda, I'm also looking out for a trick play with that too. Mike Robichaud said, do you believe what they talking 30,000 LSU fans for tomorrow night's game? 30,000? That's shoot. Well, I did hear that most of the seats are going to be in the upper deck, which is kind of sucks, man. But hey, nothing LSU could do about it. That's Texas Stadium, and oh well. Starting not straight. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Texas running game is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's really going to be bad. So one of the things about LSU defense is get into the defensive backfield. Of course we got Stingley. We're going to have Kerry Vincent. Our DBs are going to be up to the task. They're going to be up to the task. Yeah, the third string quarterback. Yeah, that's what it is. So look at Tom Herman. I give him a lot of credit. When Tom Herman has some talent, he can put on the show with the offense. When he was an offensive coordinator at Ohio State, when Ohio State won a national championship, man, it was legit. And Tom Herman got that reputation of offensive mind. It's just that at Texas, I don't think he's really got the recruiting classes needed to run his system, but I ain't putting no doubt about him. But he just don't got the talent to threaten LSU. So, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Will the real DBU stand up? Well, here's the thing. And I got this stat from one of my Facebook friends, Gino Vargas, and he made a post on Facebook that it was an eye opener. It was, and I'm finna show it to you right here. Let me make sure it's here. Is this it? No, this is it. That's my Designer Life Engineering one. Yes, here it is. Here's the post right here. Who is the real DBU? And he gives a list of all the Texas DBs that's currently in the NFL, and all the list of LSU DBs. Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Matthew, Jamar Adams, Eric Reed, Trey White, Jalen Miller, Dante Jackson, Greedy Williams, Mo Claiborne, Kevin Tolliver, Jalen Collins, John Battle. Now, and look at the list for Texas DBs. Quadre Diggs, pretty decent. He's pretty decent. Holton Hill, never heard of him. Adrian Phillips, never heard of him. Kenny Vaccaro, well, we heard of him because he used to be a Saint, but he's a nobody now. Chris Boyd, I've heard of him, but not nothing really impressive. Deshaun Elliott, never heard of him. Will the real DBU stand up? LSU, baby. Here's a stat right here, too. 2019 guaranteed income. LSU players, $34.7 million. Texas players, $19.1 million. That's about a $15 million difference right there. and that just basically lets you know that if you want to come, and get paid, come to LSU. If you're a DB that wants to get paid in the NFL and be successful in the NFL, come to LSU. Now, what I really can't wait to do is when Bama week come, I'm going to see if I can find those same stats, but for LSU and Bama, maybe LSU, Florida. Now, I know Florida got some pretty good DBs in the NFL. All right, let's get to some of your comments. Ben Robin says, is Chad doing the show tonight? He probably will be. I'm pretty sure he will. He'll probably be firing up in another 30 minutes or so. But yeah, the real DBU, stand up, LSU. I'm a stats man. You show me stats, that validates points. I don't want to hear no, oh, I think, oh, yeah, I believe. No. Opinions do not matter. Show me facts. Numbers are facts. I just showed you the numbers right there. Those are the numbers right there. LSU, DBU. So, the proof has already been made. The point has already been made that LSU is the real DBU. But here's the thing. I will give Texas credit, okay? Texas is a DBU, okay? Texas is a DBU. And I give them credit. They are a DBU, okay? So, of course, you know, the picture was going around about the Texas players and their shirts, wearing their DBU shirts. And I had to say to myself, well, yeah, they are a DBU. So I decided to say, I'm going to give Texas the credit. I'm going to give them the credit they deserve. Texas, yes, is a DBU. They are a DBU. You want to know why? Texas is DBU, Donkey Booty University. You want to know why? Because their defensive backs play like shh. That's your mouth. Texas is DBU, Donkey Booty University. That's right. I said it. That's what they are. They are a DBU. They not the DBU, but they are a DBU. Now, if you want to share this meme, I'm going to post this meme in the Sports Den Show group. Feel free. Break it viral. Share it all over pages. Share it everywhere. But yeah, Texas DBU, Donkey Booty University. You gotta be a donkey if you think your university got better DBUs than LSU. You gotta be a donkey. You gotta be. You're going to sit here and try to fool. You're delusional if you think, if you're a Texas Longhorn, you think your university put out better DBs than LSU. You are a donkey. You are a donkey. Oh man, Joe Lawrence said that $15 million difference is mostly due to Earl Thomas. Without him, that got paid. You sure is. Good point, Joe. Good point. Good point. Good point. Shanoma said we out here. Ben Robin said, yeah, you're right about the fact. Numbers is the facts. Numbers are the facts. Exactly. Exactly. Well, Shanoma, she came, hold on, she said Dirty Booty University. I ain't want to go that far. I didn't want to go that far. But yeah, they are Donkey Booty University. I give them that, DBU. I will give them that. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to just go ahead and say this right now. Tomorrow's game. I got to do a score prediction. Well, based on everything that we talked about, like I said, and if you get a chance, you know, see if you get a chance between tonight and tomorrow evening before the game, kind of go to YouTube and look at the Texas and Louisiana Tech game. And what I did was I kind of skimmed through the game. I just kind of fast forward through the game, and I just watched Tech offense against Texas defense. If you get a chance to do that, you ain't got to watch the whole game. Just kind of skip through the parts and get to the point where Tech is on offense. You'll see what I'm talking about. Tech, and then there was a lot of plays. Tech wide receivers made plays against Texas DBs. You know, you want to know why? You want to know why? Because Texas is Donkey Booty University. That's right. That DBs are garbage. Donkey Booty University. They're just plain garbage. I'm sorry, man. They are just they're just plain just garbage. They're just plain garbage. I see a lot of y'all are making predictions right now. Joe Lawrence says LSU 38-17. Shimona says 35-17. Okay, I can respect that. But here's the thing. Before I give my score prediction, I'm just gonna break it down like this. It's simple, folks. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of these so-called experts was predicting Texas to score, 20. One of them actually predicted to score 30-some points. But quite frankly, it is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Offensively for LSU, Joe Burrow is probably going to throw for 400 yards. He's going to throw for some touchdowns. Defensively for LSU, they're going to treat Texas just like they've been treating any other offense that's one-dimensional. And believe me, Texas is going to be one-dimensional. They're going to pin their ears back. Sam Ehlinger is going to struggle. And I'm just going to be frank with y'all. Let me see. Before I say this, let me see if anybody else. Brent Robin says 42-20. Okay. All right. Andrew John says LSU 35, Texas 14. Well, I'm just going to put it like this, and I'm not even finna bite my tongue about this thing. Now that I've seen LSU's offense, and what I've seen is LSU has definitely made the transition in their offense. Their offense is prolific. Joe Brady has been around two of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL between Sean Payton and the greatest offense and the GOAT of all time quarterback Drew Brees. He's going to bring that preparation and show that and have that play calling against Texas. And quite frankly, I do not think that Texas is going to score a lot of points against LSU. Here's the thing. When LSU, and I don't know if I mentioned in my last show, but this is something that they was able to do against Georgia Southern. By the offense able to not only put together drives, but finish off drives with touchdowns, not only does that allow your defense, you're putting drives together, so you're allowing your defense to rest. Okay, you're giving your defense rest. They will stay fresher in the third quarter, and the second half of the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. You know why? Because they're getting fresh. Point number one. Point number two. When you're putting together drives and you're ending these drives in touchdowns and you scoring points at will, the other team has to play catch up. That means your offense is about to be one-dimensional. You got a quarterback called with Sam Ellinger. He is not the truth. He is not a threat. So, with that being said, Jackson Sherrill, hey, hold on, Miss Cheryl. I promise you I was going to show you this, but I wanted to let you know. I just wanted to tell you that there are two DBUs. LSU, the one that your son plays for, is the real DBU. And guess what, Miss Monroe? Texas is a DBU too. You want to know why? Because Texas is Duncan Booty University, baby. That's right. I did that just for you, Miss Cheryl. I did that. That's what you missed. That's right. Texas is Duncan Booty University. So I had to do that for Miss Cheryl because, I mean, she's a LSU Tiger mom. I gotta do it for her. She gets special treatment. But yes, Brad Roban says stats were lighting up. Exactly. Lit up. LSU wins. Of course LSU wins. Now here's, after what I just said, LSU will offense, by it being so prolific, and they're prepared, they got the receivers, LSU goes 4 receiver deep. You got the running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire can run up the middle, or he can catch up the backfield. Chris Curry, not to mention our freshman John Emery and Price. It's not going to be pretty for Texas, y'all. And then you get the fact that Sam Ellinger is not going to be a threat in the passing game. Texas will not be able to run the ball. I'm just going to let you know right now, folks. I'm not even finna bite my tongue. LSU wins, and I mean they win big. I'm going LSU 48, Texas 9. I just don't believe Texas is going to score that many points. They might get a touchdown. That's my final score prediction. LSU 48, Texas 9. They're going to get some field goals. I think they'll probably be able to move the ball, probably get in field goal range. 9 points is, I really wanted to give them 6 points, to be honest with you. I really want to call a shutout. But I'm going on the safer side. LSU 48, Texas 9. I'm sorry. Texas is not a threat. We got a new offense. We're going to put the pressure on them by constantly scoring points. And by Texas being Duncan Booty University, they will not stop our wide receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Racing McMath. Oh, don't forget, we throw to a tight end now. Thaddeus Moss. Have fun. Our Tigers are about to win big, 48-9. All right? So, I want to thank everybody for joining me on the show. Thank everybody for joining me on the show. Hey, and please, don't forget, share the show. I'm going to make it a routine now doing this show on a regular basis. It might be a couple of times that due to Design Life Engineering, I might have to cancel the show because I need to take care of some business. But for the most part, I will be doing the show pretty regular. So please spread the word about the show. Tell all your New Orleans Saints fans, buddies. Tell all your LSU buddies. Tell all your New Orleans Pelicans buddies. This is the only show right here, people. This is the only show on Facebook. This is the only podcast where we know what we do. We talk about our LSU Tigers, our New Orleans Pelicans, and our New Orleans Saints. The only podcast to do it. So that's why you got to share the show. Yeah, you got some podcasts out there talking about LSU. You got some podcasts that talks about the Saints. Yeah, you might find a podcast talking about the Pelicans. If you turn to the ESPN, a.k.a. the Extra Stupid People Network, you can sit here for a whole week waiting to talk about one of our Louisiana teams. If you want to go to watch the NFL Network, you can wait a whole 2 or 3 weeks before they say something about the Saints. If you want to go to the NBA TV, yeah, you can wait a whole 4 months before they say, might say something about the Pelicans. This is the only show right here, folks, because this is the podcast for Louisiana sports. All right? This is a podcast. I'm going to tell you something. Let me just expound on that a little bit. This is a podcast for people that wear Go Tiger draws. All right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is a podcast for the people that when you start a conversation with somebody and their breath be smelling like cigarettes and booty, you slap them and you say, "Who that?" This is the podcast for the people that just love Louisiana sports. It's just as simple as that. So please, everybody, share the show. Invite people to the group. Add people to the group. Share this show on your timeline. Let other people see it. I mean, hey, hey, my setup is kind of it's kind of cheap, but hey, it's all about what we talk about, right? It's all about what we talk about. So yes, our LSU Tigers tomorrow. Our LSU Terrence Marshall. That's right. I forgot about Terrence Marshall. Oh man, thank you, Shimona Bar. She said, "Great show, bro. Been riding with you the long way since." Yes, ma'am. You sure have. You sure have. Thank you, bro. Brent Robin said, "David, I'd rather hear you over the Extra Stupid People Network any day." Thank you very much. Mike Roberto. This man is not going to be Rookie of the Year. We're going to talk. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do a Pelican show next week. Okay, so, oh man, exactly. So, I want to thank everybody. And one thing I know is we got quite a few females in watching the show. So, I got a special outro for the LSU Tiger female fans in the group. But first of all, before I get to that, I want to say thank you for joining me on the show. It's a pleasure. It's my honor to be able to talk about LSU, talk about the Saints, talk about the Pelican, all of Louisiana sports. I mean, this is what I love to do. I love to talk about our sports team because, I'm a sports junkie and I just love our teams. Our teams are successful. The Saints, and we'll get to the Saints Monday. I do a show before the Monday night game. I'm gonna predict the Saints record. We're gonna talk about the game against the Texans, and I want to highlight some of the draft class too. We'll talk about the draft class as well. So we'll do that Monday before the game. Next Tuesday, we'll probably do talk about. I don't know. I might do a show tomorrow night after the game. I just might do that since Monday night is gonna be the Saints, and we probably not gonna have too much time to talk about it. So I'll probably do a show tomorrow night after the game. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining me on the Sports Den show. Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. So I want to go out on this note right here. This right here is for all the Lady Tiger fans that watch the show. There's a special song just for y'all. So I want to say, everybody have a good night. Everybody have a great weekend, and go Tigers. Go Saints. Go Pelicans. Tomorrow night, LSU, Texas. LSU 48, Texas 9. And I'm sticking with it too. All right? Everybody have a good weekend. Enjoy the games. This is for all the female Tiger fans. Hold on, man. Why my song ain't playing? Okay, here we go. Enjoy it, guys.
And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my lifestyle.
Y'all know I can't do it like this. Yeah.
She a Tiger fan.
Man, that song is fire. Y'all enjoy it.
Look, I'm in love with a Tiger fan. Yeah, she a Tiger fan. My old lady is a Tiger fan. Yeah, my old lady is a Tiger fan. Sitting in the stands rocking with the Tiger band. She ain't leaving even if the game out of hand. Purple LSU koozie over beer cans. Time counting down, we watching the same clock. That's why I chose her over Carolina Gamecocks. I'm wearing blue and white, she know all about that. Watching the Tigers beat the brakes off the Wildcats. Auburn girls cool, but my Tigers wear purple. And don't sing Rocky Top, boy, she'll hurt ya. Tailgating with the scholars, bunch of Steve Urkels. Until she get lit, start to throw it in the circle. A Christian from Texas who could've been a horn frog. Or a Georgia peach, but never a bulldog. Grab a whiskey flash, pour it in the coke and ice. Cheering for the squad, cause that defense is nothing nice. Such a Southern Belle, far from a rebel. Or a Commodore, now she on another level. We call them Tiger Bait, definition of a hater. Another way to say it, Florida Gator. Call Baton Rouge, got a fan and she fine and she mine. Getting married on the 50-yard line. Watch us crush Arkansas, give A&M the hammer. But it don't mean nothing if we can't beat Bama.